What is up, YouTube? This is D22 with you today from D22 Responses, and this is a request from one of my subscribers named Rallyman312, and he was just wondering if you could make a video on how to put it in a video. Alright, well, let me just explain how to put a thumbnail in your video if you're a YouTube partner. So what you do is you go into your video manager, like so, and then it'll give you your options here. I don't want that video anymore. That's not important. So what we'll do is we are going to go to where it says Edit. If you have this option, you most likely will. So you go to Edit, and then usually you'll see the first three thumbnails that appear when you upload a video if you're not a partner. Now, I'm a YouTube partner, and I have the ability to upload an image thumbnail. So what you do is you basically go to Upload Image Thumbnail, and then you set it there. But not a lot of people are YouTube partners, but they also want to figure out how to do this sort of thing. So what we are going to do is we are going to open up good old Sony Vegas here. Now I switched back to Vegas 10 because there was a lot of issues with the new Vegas 11 on my computer, so this is just for the sake of ease of use and my own familiarity. So what we're going to do is we're just going to wait until Sony Vegas opens up, and then we can show you how to do a thumbnail when you're not a partner. So this is a little trick that most people don't know how to do and don't understand how to do it, but this is just going to be one little tasty tidbit from me. Yes, I said tasty. Go suck an egg. Anyways, we're waiting for our editor to open up here. Bum ba da bum bum bum. Wom bum bum ba bum bam boo. Tutti frutti oh booty. Alright, let's just wait until this thing loads here. Yeah, it's loading. Load of crap. I'm kidding. Anyways, just wanted to have some humor before we get going. Anyway, so we got our video timelines. What you do, let's just say you want to import something. Let's just say we're going to import a video. And then what you do, let's just say you do all your edits, blah 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 blah, and then boom. So we're going to use this as an example. So what we're going to do is we're going to edit something here, and then we're going to quickly upload it to YouTube. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and find a picture that you want, and then what you do is you go to pictures, and then I'm just going to get a thumbnail real quick. Let's just say we are going to use a picture that we just recently did. Like if you made a thumbnail in Paint.net or GIMP Shop or Photoshop, let's just say you want to put it in here. So what you do is you take your JPEG or whatever file you have and you put it at the end of the video. So let's say that your video is about that long and all that, and then you extend the thumbnail to a certain point. So the length of the thumbnail will be nearing the middle or the end of the video, because what usually YouTube does is they get thumbnails from the beginning of the video to the middle of the video and to the very end of the video. That's why you saw those three thumbnails where there were three faces of me, but I was able to put the Canadian flag on my video as a thumbnail according to what it says here. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend the thumbnail to the end, and then what we're going to do is we're going to quickly render this file so that hopefully our little experiment can work here. So we're just going to do like a small one. Like we're just going to delete this portion and then leave it like that, and then we're going to just render it quickly. So let's just say we're not going to go HD because HD takes long to render, so 56 kbps. So we're going to save that, and then it'll just render it quickly. And then if my theory works, we're going to see if this will upload properly. So we're going to upload this as an unlisted video. So what we'll do is we're going to go upload, and then we're going to find the video that we just rendered, and then what we're going to do is we are going to upload it. So this basically will be a unlisted video. I'm going to make this unlisted, so we'll see if our theory works. So what we're going to do, we're going to set it to private. We'll name it test video just for the sake. I know the description is a little weird. So what we're going to do, we'll set it to entertainment education. So when you upload your video and you place a thumbnail at the end, what YouTube will usually do is it will recognize the first three parts of the thumbnail. So let's say that you've already finished your project and you want to have a custom thumbnail, but unfortunately you're not a YouTube partner. So what do you do in this sort of instance where if you don't have the ability to put up a thumbnail and you want to put it on your video, even if you're not a YouTube partner? This little trick I picked up from someone else. So the video is set to private so that nobody can see it. So I don't know why these are in there, but most of my videos are in there. So let's just say that that's just me right there in my own personal format, and then after a while the picture appears. So what you can do is you can usually go to edit info and video thumbnail. Now, as you can see, this was just an example of how you can set a thumbnail in a video. So what you can do is you can set this as the thumbnail. Normally what happens, let's say you have yourself talking at the beginning of the video, and then you show some footage at the middle of the video, and then you have like this little graphic that shows at the end of the video. So if you put your graphic at the end of the video and you extend it to about, let's say, 35-40 seconds, it should appear as the third panel, and you can select that as a thumbnail. Now this is pretty tricky because you have to get this right. So that's one of the ways that you can set your video thumbnail as a image so that people can see that and they can click on it, and then hopefully they'll view your video. So that's normally what you would do in the basis of setting a thumbnail when you're not a YouTube partner. So that's one way to do it. Normally I don't render in that kind of format, what you've just seen. I usually render in full-on HD, but that was just a test to see if you could do that. So most definitely that is a tricky thing because most of the time, Rallyman 312, it's hard if you're not a YouTube partner to get the right image. So basically that sort of thing works. Oh, and you're saying thank you so much. Would you mind doing it in After Effects? Well, in After Effects it's basically the same thing, Rallyman 312. It's basically the same thing. You just gotta edit your video, put the image at the end, and then render it. So okay, we'll show you how to do it in After Effects. So we just did it in Sony Vegas, so we're not going to save that because that really doesn't matter. So we're going to go in Adobe After Effects. It's pretty much the same thing because most of the time when you have a video and you finish it, you want to end it off with some sort of graphic. But then again, what I just showed you was just a prime example of how that's done when you're not a YouTube partner. When you're a YouTube partner, you have the ability to put in an image thumbnail so that it stands out from the rest of the videos. And people wonder how you do that. And I don't know why that pops up. That's just a codec thing. I'll get that updated later on. But anyways, most of the time there, it's pretty straightforward on what you want to do and how you get the image on there. So yeah, that way if you're not a YouTube partner but you still want to put an image on there, this is one of the things that I was taught by someone, and that way you can do that. So let's just say you wanted to do a composition. So let's just import a video, import file, and then we'll go to video, and then we'll go to finish video. Well, we don't have to go to finish video, we can just go to, let's say, a sample video. So we'll just use the same one for good measure. So for here, what we'll do is we'll go into new composition, create a new comp. There's my ugly mug. I'm kidding, I'm not ugly, I'm pretty handsome. But anyways, what you do in this part is you import a picture. So you go to import file, file, and then you go pictures, and let's say you want the Canadian flag, so we're going to put that in. It's not necessarily in the project yet because it's already in the project listings. You want to put it in the project. So what you do is you drag it down to where your timeline is, and then what you do, let's just say your footage ends here. You have to also set the composition length. So let's say it's like 1 minute. So we're going to go 1 minute and 41 seconds and 32 nanoseconds. So let's just say you finish your clips and then you want to cut out some stuff like right here, and then there's your image. And then you could set that as the default. So that's normally how you would do it, and what you would do is you would set your work area to up to here, and then you would right click and then trim composition to work area. So you would basically set it to the amount of work like this. Like, let's say this doesn't have to be, this is just an example of your finished product. Like, let's say you finished your video and you want a custom background. So then you would set the custom background at the end and then render your video, and just hope that the image pops up as the one that you want, so that you can set that image as a thumbnail. Now, you necessarily don't have to set it too long, but what you can do is you can set it at the end so that the picture can be the one that you can select at the end. That's very tricky, but it's been known to work, like I just showed you before in Sony Vegas. So what you do is you go add to render queue, and then you're done. So that's what you do. Like, what we'll do, like, I'm just going to render it in this, in like the smallest format. So let's just say we'll go to YouTube format. So then we'll just render it like that. And the rendering here in After Effects is more advanced, and this is just another way of doing it. Like, this is in full HD right now. Like, I just cut out a few things, but what it mainly has is it has my footage in there where I zonk out, I look like I'm stoned, and then raise my hands up like that, and then hoyo wasabi, something like that. And once it's done rendering, it basically will take you to the finished screen. Like, it'll finish, it'll make the wonderful, beautiful sound it makes when it's done rendering, and then you can upload it, and then look through your thumbnails once it's done uploading and processing, and then you should be able to set it as your image. So that normally is it. Like, I just showed you generally how that's done, so we won't do the render, we'll just stop it right there. So hopefully at the end of your project you have an image like that. So we're just going to close it, close, close, don't save. So that's normally how it gets done. That's normally how you set your own project and how you set an image at the end of the video in order for you to display it as a thumbnail. Sorry. That is how you normally put an image in so that you can use it as a thumbnail. So that's basically it. So Rallyman312, thanks so much for the comment on that. And you can also check out that previous video if you want to know how to make a thumbnail. So get fueled for life, and I'll respond to you another time. So long, guys.